Hello everyone. By now, hopefully you have watched or read my story and the stories of the 3 airmen that have also been abused and harassed by Leigh Baumbaugh. Take into account that there are many others, but they did not feel comfortable sharing their story quite yet, which is completely understandable, as this was very traumatizing for all of us. Also take into account that I have never actually met any of these people in person and never been stationed at the same base. However, we all experienced eerily similar torture tactics from her and suffer from some level of mental health issues due to her treatment of us. To my understanding, there is a list of about 20 airmen who were either forced out of the Air Force by her or left the Air Force early because of the effects of the trauma caused by her actions. I am definitely one of them, as my 4 diagnoses, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, major depressive disorder, panic disorder, prevented me from having the health or even the will to go on serving in the United States Air Force. So for my health and the chances at a new, bright future, my husband and I left. In the past day alone, at least 2 more airmen have contacted me saying that they have also been mistreated by her or are currently going through mistreatment by her right now. I promised her chain of command that if they ignored me or did not move quickly enough, that I would embarrass the Air Force to the best of my ability for allowing this woman to stay in their ranks. I told them I had no problem doing that, and I have made good on my promise, I believe. If they do forcibly separate her, as they should, I hope this will become a precedent for removing other twisted leaders like her. And there are many. As a matter of fact, I will give a platform to any of her victims and any armed forces member who is forced to go through trauma like this, because the powers that be turn a blind eye. As a matter of fact, I have decided that I will never stop fighting for members of the armed forces, especially those of color, who are limited on how they can protect themselves from people like Baumbaugh. If the University of North Dakota, my husband's alma mater, by the way, cares about the safety of their ROTC cadets, these young men and women who are trying so hard to be the future leaders of our armed forces, they will work with the Air Force to remove Leigh Baumbaugh from the ROTC program in conjunction with her forced separation. Now, this following message is particularly for Leigh Baumbaugh. You tried it. You really tried it. You broke us. You basked in it. And you laughed at it. I know, because I've seen you do it. You drowned us in so much trauma that you probably counted on our fear of you to keep us quiet forever. And you know what? It almost worked. But you made 3 mistakes. 1, you came from me. Not only a performer who always planned on being famous and well known, but someone who wants to use her life to make a difference for others and to take away as much pain from the world as possible. Maybe it's all the superhero movies, comic books, and anime I grew up on, but I'm a loud, extroverted person who cannot turn their back on someone in need. So when your other victims started coming out of the shadows to me and telling me their story, I was enraged and I had no choice but to act. Number 2, you not only traumatized me, but my husband, my mother, my brother, everyone back home who spent hours in the church praying for me and my safety, my friends without whom I would not have made it through your treachery. When you came for me, you put the people I love the most through a lot. And I think you already know that. And you don't care. This is all mostly for me to be grandiose. Number 3, you should have tried harder to make me disappear. Based on everything you'd done, it's quite clear to me that you probably wanted me to end my life. You wanted me completely destroyed. In fact, my therapist was convinced that you might actually do it yourself, so much that she told me to pack a go bag, an emergency bag, just in case I had to make a quick escape from you. And you know what? You took a lot from me. I have never been the same. I require medication, and on a regular basis, I still feel like I am trapped in your office with you. That feeling hasn't seemed to go away after 4 years. I can't do a lot of the things I used to, and I mourn that every day. Me saying all this, you probably think that you've won. I'll be honest, most days, probably 95% of the time or more, I think you won too. But you know what? I'm still alive. And I might still be terrified of you, but I am a person that you can only silence for so long. With all the connections that you bragged to have, that you threatened to leverage against me in many different ways, perhaps you should have tried to use them a little harder to make me disappear. You know, the personality in me that you hated so much, I have used to gain a platform of over 400,000 followers who I can make laugh and feel better every single day. Followers that remind me that my personality was never the problem. It was you. And I'm only able to do this because I decided to leave the Air Force because of you. I'm not Lieutenant Robinson de la Cruz anymore. I'm Nikki Marino. And should you even dare address me, it's Mrs. de la Cruz. But I will not allow that, because you are not welcome to contact me or mine in any way. If you come within any significant distance of me and my family, I have no problem pursuing a restraining order. I am not Lieutenant Robinson de la Cruz anymore. You have no rank to me, and you cannot touch me, and you cannot hurt me anymore. You can try to come for me for exposing you, but then you'll also have to face the testimonies of all the other airmen you tore to pieces who are lining up to finally speak out. I'd imagine that'd be a lofty task, even for you, with the genius that even I will admit you possess. Whatever happens for you from here on out, may God have mercy on your soul, because you have damaged many, and I'd imagine that'll be hard to atone for. So, here's to you for making this all possible. Salud.